Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Builder Nation. For today's that we have Cheniuntai, founder and CEO at Apis Cor, the company developing advanced technologies and materials for construction 3D printing. So, welcome, Anna. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for being here at the podcast today.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great pleasure. And, I have not done podcasts for more than 7 months, I think, since last year. So really excited to get back to that, and provide all of the new stuff that we have in Apis Cor. My name is Anna Cheniuntai. So I'm CEO and co-founder of Apis Cor, as you already said. Our company is the construction technology company that develop and manufacture advanced robots, equipment, and also develop the materials for the robotics construction 3D printing. It's basically additive manufacturing for the large-scale construction. And we 3D print large-scale houses, like real houses, because sometimes when I say construction 3D printing, people think that it's like small models that can sit on your desktop. And then I say, no, it's real. And then people are like, what? Wow. So we based in Melbourne, Florida. It's a space coast where all of the rocket launches and a lot of airspace and industrial machinery manufacturing companies are sitting. So we're really excited about being here, especially maybe it's kind of correlates with my background. I studied space at university and now been really in the heart of the gateway to space. It's really inspiring. So we started Apis Cor together with Nick. He's my husband. So we're a married couple doing this business. And before Apis Cor, we also worked together. So it's not like our first project. Before Apis Cor, we actually manufactured the industrial machinery like CNC machines, routers, or other specialized equipment for the manufacturing processes. And then we had really massive construction-related project on Olympic Games in 2014. So we were responsible to design, fabricate, and deploy about 5,000 navigation signages around the Olympic Games area. And it was not just the small ones. Sometimes it actually was huge concrete stelas that you need to deploy using really heavy vehicles and lifting system and all of the other specialized equipment. So we successfully did that, made together our first money, and then we actually saw during the Olympic Games project how outdated the construction industry was. And so this is how we started. Nick came up with the idea and design of the completely revolutionary 3D printer, because the 3D printing was not really a new idea, but the design of the robot and the technology itself, that was the true innovation really could happen for the concrete 3D printing. So since then, we delivered the largest 3D printed building on Earth in Dubai. It's official Guinness World Record as the largest 3D printed building on Earth. We also finalists of NASA competition. It's more about the autonomous construction robotics technologies that someday can be deployed on Moon and Mars to 3D print autonomously and remotely shelters. And so now actually it's pretty exciting time for us, because now we transition from the prototyping stage to the large manufacturing to build more robots and deploy them in the market.
How long did you start the company ago?
The idea actually originated in 2015. In 2016, we started building the first prototype. Basically, Nick started building this. I was helping. So it's been 6-7 years so far. And we really spent a lot of time to develop the product and improve the product, because the technology is really hard technology. And it's a intersection between robotics, material science, software, building regulations. It's completely new ecosystem, I would say. And that's been a while, for us to really crack the code how to successfully present this product and technology to the construction industry. And now we feel confident that we're ready for that.
I'm glad that everything is working out for you guys. And talking about the news for the company, I know that you guys lined up the first round of 3D printed houses to be built this year in the States. So congratulations once again. Can you talk a little bit about this and when is this starting?
So the first round of the pilot projects in the United States, it's pilot projects with our early adopters. And early adopters are the construction companies who followed us for like years, and they already understand that they want our solution. They already looked at all of the other solutions and all of their companies, and they understand that no, we want to work with Apis Cor because we understand the difference of their technology and the benefits of the product. And so they are basically customers who consider leasing out our printers or purchase the printers. And while we transition to expand our manufacturing capabilities, we just start with the pilot project with them. That means that Apis Cor will come and 3D print the walls for them, and they finish the house. And for us, it's really also important to demonstrate that we can 3D print houses using our technology one after another, right? We don't want to do just a show. We want to demonstrate that our product, our technology is the actual tool for the construction projects already in the process to be scheduled. We will start with our model house in Melbourne, Florida. Hopefully in June, we will start the construction. And then we have projects in Alabama, Georgia, Waco, Texas, Montana, and in California. In California, it's a city of Galita, and we work there with the Housing Trust Foundation.
And I mean, June is around the corner, so I'm pretty sure you guys are all hands on deck, especially you being the co-founder and CEO. So yeah, I mean, you mentioned the pandemic, and I want to start talking about it because it was a pretty rough time for hardware companies, especially construction companies as well, and companies regarding robotics. So how was that like for you, and what was the biggest challenge there?
Back then, we actually were raising money from angel investors, and we were assembling the fourth iteration of the printer. And I would say that for us, the most challenge was with the fundraising, because we were not in like a fully operational mode that time. The story with the fundraising is that we were back then selected for the educational program at Mist Accelerator. It's one of the top startup accelerators in Silicon Valley and basically worldwide. And the program typically goes in person. And we were the first class who had to start doing the virtual program. And that was like, how are we going to do that? It's completely different approach, right? Rather than you talk with the people, mentors, investors. We needed to raise money. And typically when you raise money from angel investors, it's all the time in-person meetings. They know you, you build trust with them. And I started just over Zoom. And that was really challenging, but that really worked out. And I remember after like a month, I think, when I received all the time, no, just imagine somebody call you over the Zoom and like, how about you invest, right? Not the same as you met investor in a cafe, for example, or you're already introduced by somebody. But I do remember my first check of $10,000. We just had a quick conversation over Zoom, and next day he was like, yeah, and I want to invest in your company. That was really like a huge win for me. It really helped me to continue doing that. So it's kind of like my memory about 2020.
Most of the founders and CEOs we have interviewed, they talk about the hardware part, like procurement process, the purchasing, especially with building robots, like all the supply chain issues. Did you have anything like that?
I think, yes, back then it started. And some of the parts that we need for the printer and for Gary, for example, actually printer is Frank, a mixer is Gary. So we really name all of the robots. And yeah, it was a lot of delays with some of the really special parts because the lead time originally was 2 months. And then they mail you, oh, we need another 2 months because we had labor shortage. So we couldn't really complete the parts for you. Everything in the United States, we source pretty steadily. We used McMaster, for example. They have a pretty big stocking and everything. They're more expensive, of course, but for the prototyping, it's really worth it. So I would say that since we were not in a big scale operational manufacturing mode, we did not have as much impact.
And I'm pretty sure, I mean, the key to every company is also the organization, right? Between teams, between the engineers, like being able to handle everything regarding the construction, manufacturing, all the strategy plans, the business side. I think that's great. And one of the last questions, Anna, where do you think the future of the constructions industry is going?
So basically robotics, new materials. This is also the key for that. We, for example, working on the geopolymer material. It's not plastic. It's basically concrete, but without cement. So yeah, I would say materials, robots, and construction technologies overall.
Thank you. Very straight to the point. And last but not least, do you have any advice for future entrepreneurs or founders in the industry?
Pretty tough question because the route of entrepreneur and specifically founder or co-founder, it's not really easy. But I would say that in startup life, you really need to be persistent and just keep trying and be very fast and quick and proactive to change the techniques, strategies, and try as many things and theories and approaches as fast and soon as possible, because then it will help you to really quickly change the strategy again. And it actually was very important and critical during COVID because nobody really knew what's going to be next and how to react. So sometimes you cannot just sit and wait for the perfect time or perfect people around. You really need to try things faster, do mistakes faster. That really will help you to get to the route or make the right decision sooner. So I would say that time is the most critical currency for the startups.
Thank you so much, Anna, for sharing your experiences. Do you have any social media handles? Where can people find you or the company?
On LinkedIn, Instagram, any socials. We're also on the Start Engine right now. We're raising money using equity crowdfunding. Everybody can invest. We already have almost 700 investors. So really happy to have more people on board who believe in our vision.
Thank you so much, Anna, for being here. Remember, guys, that you can also find more information, interesting articles, interesting interviews just like this one with Anna directly on our website, controlhub.com/wizard-nation. We would love to hear from you. And once again, Anna, thank you so much for being here, for taking the time. We love having you at Wizard Nation.
Oh, absolutely. That was a big pleasure for me too. Thank you.